You ever feel like sometime there's too much information? You always get advice from certain people. You look online and there's information. There's all this information coming at you, and then when it's time for you to make a decision, it's hard for you to make a decision. Well, this week on Motivation and Confidence, we're going to talk about tuning out the noise. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. Now I'm your host, Tom Danger. Back this week with another podcast. Numbers are getting up there. We are really getting up there, Grace. I'm happy to have all of you along on this journey. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and share. If there are subjects that you'd like for us to talk about, as always, feel free to send an email, tommydanger@gmail.com, or go to the website, tomdanger.com, in the contact form and fill out the information. I do know that there are a few people that I need to get back to. I will be reaching out to you. I definitely appreciate you reaching out to us. Now, information overload. You receive so much information in a day, and after a while you have to start to question yourself as to what is good information and what is bad information. And part of it is the source. Where is this information coming from? Anyone right now can create a blog, not even a blog. Anyone can create a post or a video on any platform stating their opinion or stating something based on their research, what their findings are. And if you're not careful, people use attention span tricks. And with these tricks, they just want to capture your attention. And in capturing your attention, they have a way of conveying their message over and over to the point to where if you don't fact check, you may start to believe it. So how does one go about determining what information is accurate? Now, before we even look at that, you have to ask yourself a question of how do you go about making decisions? Okay? Now, this goes back to the whole DISC assessment, because I feel at this point, it is sort of the foundation for personal development. And if you don't know what assessment I'm talking about the DISC assessment, created by William Markston back in the early 1900s, which basically talks about the 4 core personality types, the D, the I, the S, and the C, how you make decisions, how you interact with people, what systems you use, and how cautious you are in doing things, okay? When you break it down in simpler forms, you're talking about an introvert and extrovert. So most of the time when you're an introvert, you take your time to make decisions, and as an extrovert, you do things on the fly, okay? Now, for those of you who rock with me, the language that I speak primarily is to the introverts. And as an introvert, when you get a whole lot of information coming in towards you, it can be challenging for you to make a decision, okay? Knowing that it's challenging for you to make a decision, there's something that you may suffer from, which is called decision fatigue. This is where you have so many decisions in front of you that it's just hard for you to decide which one to pick. And when you find yourself to that point, as I've been taught, it's better to narrow it down to 2 or 3 decisions and then go to the person next to you that you trust the most and ask them their opinion. Now, let's take it a step beyond that. So you've gone to a person that you trust and you ask them for their feedback, and maybe now you're down to the final 2. So you're down to that final 2. How do you make that final decision? Do you listen to your body when you make decisions? Have you ever noticed, like, if you've had a conversation with somebody and it just makes you sick to your stomach, or if you're about to have a challenging conversation with somebody, like it just gives you an uneasy feeling in your stomach, like you just feel like it feels weird? That's your body's natural way of telling you that something is off here. that gut check. How often do you use the gut check in making a decision? Okay? All of us have the ability to tap inward to make these decisions or to use the body's intuition. When we talk about being still, we're not talking about being still and being a guru with meditation. We're just talking about just chill out for a second. Like, really, just chill out. And if you don't know what I mean, chill out, like just as simple. Just chill out for a second. Don't think about what happened in the past. Don't think about what's going to happen in the future. Think about this very moment and you making that decision right now. How do you feel? Do you feel confident in this decision? Right? Because again, you're still going to have all the different noise coming from around you and it's in the back of your head. So it's important for you to take a moment to quiet yourself so that you could do that. And I'm going to share with you a story. For years, I've had aspirations of being an entrepreneur, okay? But I was raised to go to school and get a good job. So for 20 years, I went to school, I got a good job, and, that's all I've had. I've had a good job. But by being able to connect with you on the podcast, as well as being an artist, my entrepreneurial skills come out because you have to design a website, you have to design courses, you write books, you write posts, you schedule things out, the way you network with people, you help other people solve problems, as we're doing here with the podcast. The internal ability for me to be an entrepreneur is there. But because I had the external noise of this is what you should be doing because that's the way other people have been raised, that's what I've been led to believe. Now, after a while, you start questioning as to whether or not this is what you should be doing. Mind you, it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh yeah, it's easy, you can just... But when you ask yourself the question, and in your gut, how do you feel? How do you feel when you say, this is what I want to do? Don't think about anybody else. Ask yourself, this is what I want to do, and see how you feel. And after your body gives you that confirmation of that feeling, like if you get the slightest thing that's off, you're not ready to make the decision. Because when you're ready, you're going to do it. And you're going to accept all that comes with it. And your body will let you know. Don't allow the external noise of what has worked for other people sway your decision. By no means am I saying make a decision, don't consult with your significant other or your family. That's not what I'm saying. It's always good to be transparent first with yourself, then with those who have a vested interest in what you're doing. Once you have that, sleep on it. See what comes to you during your dreams. How do you feel when you wake up? What are your dreams telling you? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? The signs will be there. But knowing you, what will happen is the moment that someone tells you, I don't think you should do that, you're going to go back to what's common and what you know. And you're not going to take that chance. And then you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass years later because there's going to be somebody with the same idea as you, took the chance, listened to themselves, and now are enjoying the fruits of the vision. So are you brave enough to turn the noise off? Are you brave enough to listen to your gut and your intuition? Small wins. What idea have you planted the seed to get it going today? This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best.